I'm gonna make something purely for fun today. We are listing our house for sale, and if you have ever sold a house, you know that getting it ready for showings is the worst part. The worst part. So hopefully it'll be over soon, but I finished all that I needed to do, and I've been seeing the cutest little project all over, sort of like, I've seen it on Pinterest and Etsy. People sell these in little packages, but I just think they're so cute, and I just needed kind of a little fun distraction. But I didn't want to dig into like a big project because I'm trying to keep the house clean, you know? Hopefully it sells quick and then I can get back to mess making. So anyway, if you have missed the whole saga, we're not leaving Louisville where we live now. We just have renovation fatigue. We're tired of spending all of our time and money fixing the house. And thankfully we've improved the house enough to make a decent profit and to move on to stress-free living. I mean, as long as you own a house, it's never fully like 100% stress-free, but it will be lower stress than this has been. So anyway, yeah, we're excited. I'm excited to have maybe more sewing room space. But anyway, I'm Nikki. This is Pin Cut Sew. We're going to make some cutie little postage stamps. Fabric postage stamps. Aren't they cute? I'm gonna make them a few different ways. A few things that you're gonna need are pinking shears. Mine are just Fisker's brand. I got them recently because my old ones no longer functioned properly. They're not very expensive. You will need a little clear ruler, whatever size you have is fine. And you're going to need some, this is called very different things by different brands. This one is Heat and Bond, light sewable. It's like a fusible web. So it basically, you iron it on and it creates a sticker. It makes a sticker, an iron-on sticker out of whatever fabric that you're using. But I'm also going to make some the paper way, and I'll teach you how to use this fancy little, not fancy, basic little sticker maker tool for the paper version too. So let's get started. Get out your scraps with me and let's find all the ones with cute little pictures and make some little stamps. And then I'll tell you some things you can do with them when you're done. Okay, I have my scraps in a drawer organized by colors. Like this is yellows and greens. And I have a lot of little picture prints left over from my house quilt in particular that I was ordering little things for. So I'm gonna dig out some cute things with little pictures on them from here. I already got out a few. Like here's some little birds, how cute. Strawberries, cutie cutie. I have some little kitties on here. Oh, barely, but this one would be cute. Oh, this fabric I just really like. And look how little of it there is left, so I can get a little stamp out of this. Okay, and what else you're going to need is a solid color of fabric. I actually weirdly don't have any white. I only have like a muslin and it's kind of thin. So I'm using this peachy pink color. Going to iron it real good. And then I'm going to start cutting little stamp shapes out of my pictures. So I like this turny mat. I can put a link to it in the notes because, oh wait, actually I missed a step. First, I want to cut a piece of my little fusible webbing to go on behind him, and then I'm gonna cut him out. So this is gonna get ironed on behind my little kitty, and I want the square of this to be bigger than what I'm gonna cut out. So ideally I would have remembered to do this before I started cutting. Okay, so that's fused onto the back, and now I can cut him out. I use an old pair of sewing scissors to cut this stuff because it is paper. I don't want to mess up my good scissors, you know? So postage stamps, as you know, are not always squares, and that's what's kind of fun about this project. I've seen people lay them out in like grids of all different shapes of postage stamps, and I think they're just so cute. I do want the picture to be sort of the main feature, so I'm gonna cut it as small as I can, just framing the picture. Make sure I get it squared up. Okay, so here's my little kitty holding on to its mama's tail. And now, instead of doing individually, I'm going to cut a large piece of this so that I can just fuse it onto the back of the entire piece. And when you're ironing it on, you're ironing it bumpy side down, obviously, otherwise you're gonna iron it onto your fabric. So I'm gonna press this whole piece onto the back of this fabric. Maybe I should scooch my process over. I'll let this cool down. Let's see, where's my little sample stamp? Where did it go? Oh, okay. So on this example, I sewed around it after I pressed it on, but the problem with that is when I remove it to stick it on something, I have to remove it around the stitching and then also from underneath the stitching, which is totally fine, but may just take a little bit more time to get it off. But I do think the stitching is cute. So if you do it that way, let me show you what you do. So now you take this off, you remove the backing, and I'm just going to press it onto my solid, and then once it's cool, I'm gonna get my pinking shears and cut it out. Cute! Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I can see them like lined up like on a moleskin journal. I might go see if I have one that I don't already have stickers on, so I can decorate one. But wouldn't that be so cute? So then when you're ready to stick it on, you can iron these directly onto paper like a moleskin journal, no problem. You just take this backing off and you press it on, and then it's a permanent sticker. So this can be a sewing or a no sewing project. To make this even simpler, I have some white cardstock. Let me show you this method. Let me do a camera. So let me cut out a square of my, what's it called? Heat and bond. I'm gonna put it behind this pink camera. Make sure I get it all the way on there. Then I'm gonna cut it out. Then in this case, I'm just going to take the sticker off and stick it directly onto the paper. Leave a big enough border to cut it out. I'm going to iron it on. Try to be quick when I'm ironing on paper so it doesn't like burn, you know. Then I have these paper pinking shears. Don't use your fabric ones. These are a little fussier to use. You have to make sure you line up your previous zigs with your current zags. So you can obviously use the Thermoweb for this too, but since I have this sticker maker, which I will link you to in the notes, let me show you how this works. Okay, you just stick it in here. Ooh, it's almost too big. Oh, is it gonna work? Okay, stick it in there and you pull it through, rub it. I haven't used this in a long time. And then you peel the front off. And then when you peel the back, this is now sticky. Isn't that fancy? So you can do that with these too. You don't even need to use the Thermobond if you don't want to. If you have a little sticker machine, makes it into a sticker. What I like about this better than like a glue stick method is you won't have anything like, because these are tiny corners, you won't have them like coming up. Okay, let me make some more. And then I'm gonna go look for a blank journal front. See if I can make it cute.
Yesterday I lost the battle, trying and across.
Just realized I don't have my mic on there. I'm so sorry, Layla. If you're batch pressing them onto the background like this, you want to make sure you leave plenty of space in between for borders for all the pieces. That's so cute. I found one. Took me some time. All right, let's see. This one can just go on there as a sticker. I want to do that last because I don't think I want to iron over the sticker stuff. Okay, let me see how they can arrange these. They might not all fit. Okay, I kind of like that. Or do I want them to like cascade more? No. Okay, I think I like that arrangement. This is the one I sewed. I also want to mention, if you do decide to sew them, you do need the sewable, the lightweight fusible webbing, because the heavy duty kind, it will just gum up your needle. Okay, so I want this one here. I'm just gonna go ahead and sew and press them one at a time. There, that sucker is on there. Next. Okay, while I press these, some other ideas I had, besides putting them on a journal or a sketchbook like this or something like that. You know how you might leave those little notes in your kids' lunches? What if you put a cute little stamp on there, and then they could have like a little stamp collection? You could put these on letters or postcards to your grandchildren. You could even seal the envelope with one. You could make birthday cards with them if you just put a few on the front of a blank cardstock card. So I would love to hear your further ideas if you have some. Share them with everyone. You could even just make a bunch of them and then leave them around for your little ones to find every now and then. And they can collect them. What if you gave them a notebook for their little stamp collection? My kids would have loved that when they were little. Why didn't I think of that then? And of course, these can also adhere to shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything like that. And then you can just stitch them on to whatever it is you've stuck them to. Put my camera on last. Oh, but that's on paper. That one's white, the other ones are pink. Save that for something else. I'm gonna make a new camera. If I have one that was close. But at least want him to be consistent. I'm not usually a perfectionist, but I have my moments. There. So cute, isn't it fun? Oh my gosh, I love it. I hope you like this project. If you do, I would love to hear about it. Show me what you make. You can send me an email at pincutsew@yahoo.com if you want, or tag me on Instagram. I love it when people do that because I like to see what you've made. And I hope that this little fun project just brings you joy, something fun to do for yourself or with your kids, because they will love this. I promise. I wish I had known about this project when I was teaching kids sewing classes. This would have been a great extra time filler. So yeah, enjoy, and I will see you soon. Bye.